Hey everybody, Mona Weasem here. Friday, December 27th, 2013, about 9:30 p.m. Relatively early for me, and hopefully that means we can crank all of this out. All of this, of course, refers to essentially our first little taste of Wave 3. Sunday, for what it's worth, should see three Swap Force characters appear at Target. Not sure if the Battle Packs, Adventure Packs, Triple Packs, etc. will be tied in with that or not. Should know definitively tomorrow night kind of what's going on when they release their circulars, so you might keep tabs on that online if you're interested. That said, what happened last Sunday, December 22nd, right before Christmas, was Toys R Us got in essentially these Wave 3 characters, our first little taste of them, if you will. Opened up Dunebug already. Obviously, lots of interest in him since he is a brand new character. He is joined in this wave by three Series 3 characters. If I am remembering correctly, that completes our Series 3 characters in terms of their initial runs. Hornblast, Whirlwind, Hyper Beam, Prism Break, those two probably going to be the toughest to find due to the limited numbers, like one per case essentially. And then, of course, Phantom Cinder over there. Now, I said Dunebug was the only new character. What I mean by that is obviously he's not been released in the game yet. This is his first appearance, if you will. If you note right there to the left of Dunebug, I've actually got Smolderdash. This, of course, is Light Core Smolderdash. She was available at launch. You probably, if you watch the unboxings, you've heard me say that she was the toughest to find of the launch characters. Again, I don't know if she was extremely popular. I saw the same thing with Hex back in SSA when she was first released. It was really hard to find her here locally. Maybe there's a lot of, I don't know, people into that sort of thing or something. But bottom line, she has been out. That said, in my local area, Light Core Smolderdash still has been quite difficult to come by. That said, now, you probably recall when I unboxed her, I said, hey, what's cool here? She's got the Light Core pose and the standard pose, which basically means we get to take both paths. I believe Sun Forger and Sun Forged. That one's actually pretty easy to remember. That time has come because she is part of Wave 3 here. Again, pick this up at my local Toys R Us for $10.99. I also got it online at toysrus.com. And didn't get to cancel the order in time before it shipped, even though it's still not here. That's usually how things go. That said, I am excited about her. I have still, believe it or not, I'm due to everything that went on, the playthroughs like at Chapter 5, and then I stopped. I wanted to introduce everybody before going into Ironjaw Gulch. Her and Starstrike have yet to grace my portal, so very excited about that. A couple other characters I haven't played at all, console version, but I've played with them in the 3DS version. I've kind of held off on these two ladies. To me, they both seem pretty exciting, so I've got kind of some high hopes for them. That said, this is her standard pose. If you're in a situation where you don't have to complete the collection, you don't have to have all the easily accessible figures, if you will. You can essentially take your pick between Light Core Smolderdash and, again, Standard Smolderdash, which I think this pose is pretty dadgum cool. Only issue is, obviously, if you just get one, you can only take one path. The good news is you'd be missing out on that other path, but nothing past that. She just has a soul gem. It's not going to be, you're missing out on a wow pow if you purchase the Light Core and don't get this one, etc. So that's it. Again, here's one more look at the packaging. $10.99 is a price at Toys R Us currently. Buy one, get one 40%, so keep that in mind. It actually makes it a really good deal. We'll cover the detail here when we get her out. I think that'll work the best. Her slogan, of course, is a blaze of glory. We're going to flip her around here to the back. There's our ubiquitous countdown scene there. He is another one I've actually held off using, and Riptide, Scorp, etc. Anyway, Smolderdash, that's her box art. Looks very, very menacing. Featured fire element characters. This is pretty cool. We've got Lava Barfaruptor. He was available at launch with Volcanic in the 3DS. Firebone Hot Dog, he's going to be ridiculously popular, could be tough to find. Not out yet, obviously, of course. Frino, another brand new character, just like Smolderdash to the fire element. Not released yet, even though we've kind of seen like his shortcuts and little tidbits on him from time to time. And there, of course, in her standard pose is Smolderdash, the Lady of the Hour. As you can see, won't work at all in SSA or Giants. Works just fine here in Skylanders Swap Force. We're going to go ahead and get this lady out of the box. If I like her, assuming that ToysRUs.com order that I was happy about until I walked in yesterday and found all these figures locally. Assuming that comes, if I like Smolderdash, I will probably hang on to that one, not return it. The biggest issue being I didn't get the sale when I bought them online for whatever reason. But nonetheless, we will slide her out here. I'll give you something to look at. Again, just as expected, as with Dunebug, these are taped. If you're the type of person that wants to play with the figure, check them out, whatever, then put them back in the packaging for display purposes or something, keep in mind when you pop her out, you might just go ahead and cut that tape. I don't. I toss the packaging, so I'm going to go ahead and bend her down. Very cool pose here. I want to check something. Does have somewhat of a smell. It's not near as strong as Bumble Blast and Jolly Bumble Blast. I think whatever that honeycomb stuff is in his mouth, that's where that odor comes from. Not sure what is going on here. We are taped right there. This is the first time I've ever had this happen. If you can see right here on the back of this web code, there's actually tape that has somehow gotten its way onto this. Got it off without tearing it. That's the good news. First time, again, I have ever run into that. And I have unboxed a lot of these. That said, let's go ahead here. We get her stat card, which we'll cover here in a second. We get her sticker sheet. I believe that is a different pose than the light core. Don't hold me to that. It's been a long time, but I don't remember seeing that one. Then we've got her name, the QR code, the web code, which you can use all sorts of the iOS and Android applications now. Let's go ahead and take a look at her stats. Power, super impressive, 135 of 200. Armor, 50 of 200. Agility, 85 of 200. Luck, 60 of 200. If I take the time to do the math here, I got 135 and 85, which would be 220. And then we've got 110 from 60 and 50. So 220 and 110, that of course would be 330. If I remember correctly, I think that's exactly where we see Dunebug come in, at least on the stat card. So pretty even across the board there for these new characters. Now, her slogan, of course, is a blaze of glory. I'm sorry. Yeah, it is a blaze of glory. Story, though, Smolderdash had always wanted to be a royal defender of the Fire Temple, home of the First Flame, a sacred torch that had been ignited by the original fire source. I've got an Audio Slave song stuck in my head. Unfortunately, she had been born during an eclipse and was believed by her people to be cursed, which prevented her from such an honor. But when Chaos stole the flame and used it to light the candles on his birthday cake, I don't really see anything wrong with that. I mean, maybe he was going to give it back, but just sticking up for Chaos here. It was Smolderdash who went after it. Blazing like a comet, she dashed into Chaos' lair, repelled the troll security force, we've run into that in Giants, with her flaming whip, and retrieved the sacred flame just before Chaos blew out the candles. Smolderdash returned home as a champion of her people and was finally granted the honor of becoming a royal defender. But she graciously declined, having set a new goal for herself to help fight against Chaos as a member of the Skylanders. So, very cool story there. Again, kind of has that Scarlet Letter vibe going on amongst her own people. Then, of course, she naturally, out of everyone there, is the one that was actually able to go and save the First Flame. So, nice little tie-in there with Chaos as well. But let's take a look at the figure now. Very nicely done. The fire, I don't know, it's not horrible. I might prefer like a different, I don't know, maybe less yellow, I guess is what I'm getting at. That said, looks really good coming out of her hand there. I'm guessing that would be her solar orb, as it's like starting to spawn or something. The flame whip is really cool here. She's got it coming out. She's got it encircling her almost 360 degrees around her. You can imagine taking her on in battle with the whip and the orbs coming at you. The figure itself, very dark, very menacing, black and orange. Again, one of my personal favorite combinations. She's kind of got like the little, same statuesque, headgear there, if you will. Fire on the backside, very nice. Again, right here, you get a good feel for what the solar orb is going to be like. Check out the detail on the whip. It is flexible, obviously. You don't want to bend that back and forth too much. It might break. But just very impressive visually. Again, doesn't have that pizzazz of like the metallic that you see on Dunebug, but take him out of this wave or just put standard paint there without the metal flake, and Smolderdash I think would stand out very nicely. Now, since we have her light core figure, obviously the base very similar. You've got the whip here. I have to say, it's a shame that this isn't light core. The potential here, man, if they did that whip, that would have been wicked cool. That said, I can't really complain about either pose. I like the fact that they're different. The light core, it's fine to me that it doesn't have the weapons or, like the powers featured, for the simple fact it's going to light up. It looks pretty cool. Puts out a lot of light, if you recall. If you haven't seen that unboxing, go back, check it out. I actually showcase the light core effects to you. Actually even turn the lights out so you get a good feel for them. Really like the black and orange, again, her wardrobe, if you will. Same aesthetics here, essentially. She's just got the flame whip and a solar orb going to come at you. So here the two are side by side. If you take that link at the top of the video description back to the blog, I'll have pictures of these two side by side. I'll take some of both Smolderdash and her light core counterpart with our other Swap Force fire elements. I believe all we're missing, outside of anything special or something we don't know about, Chase, etc. Chase McCain is hidden. You can see him now. Might not have been able to earlier, but I believe we've got Blast Zone and Fire Kraken, and then of course Dark Blast Zone. That's going to cover our swappers. New characters, we've got two here with Smolderdash and light core counterpart. Frino, not out yet. And then I believe our others, Eruptor, he's got Volcanic Eruptor alongside him. And then Series 2 Hot Dog, yet to be released as well. So that said, again, I have not played it. I've held out. Now that I've got the new TV, got everything kind of flowing there, once I get these unboxings done, I'm going to go try to finish out these introductions on the characters. And at that point in time, I will start using the brand new, Starstrike, Smolderdash, Scorp, etc. So very excited about that. That said, this pose to me, very well done, for the simple fact we've got a lot going on. Number 3, black and orange, which is again a personal favorite. Number 2, the solar orb looks really cool. It's got the same detail here on the back, for the hair, or the flames, whatever you prefer to call it. But my favorite thing actually on her is actually the flame whip, just because it's unique. I can't think of a figure where we've actually seen something kind of that immersive, if you will, like the length and the detail there. So I am a fan, needless to say. Excited to get her on the portal again. $10.99 at Toys R Us, but there is currently the BOGO 40%. Have not seen or heard of anyone telling me that they're finding these at other stores just yet. Should just be a matter of time. But if you've got a Toys R Us near you, or you've got access to a computer, see if they're available online. Take advantage of the sales when you can. Obviously, if you're just into the new characters, this works out well for you. You can try to pick up Dunebug and Smolderdash. So another thing, if you had trouble finding Light Core Smolderdash, you could never locate her at your hometown or before Christmas, might go ahead now and see if you can't maybe get these two together and get the 40% off or something. That said, that is Smolderdash. This is her standard pose. I'm excited to go put her on the Portal of Power. Again, take that link back to the blog. I'll have some exclusive pictures. Have all of her stats, a comparison to Light Core, everything like that. That said, thank you for watching. Make sure you're subscribed. That'll keep you up with all the latest. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. Again, thanks for watching, and as Smolderdash would say, Let's end this in a blaze of glory.